your chest like a late night heart shot. We don't need no words when the groove's this loud. Hands to the sky, disappear in the crowd. Silence on the tongue, but the rhythm's not quiet. Every little kick drum starts a riot. No chorus, no verse, just a pulse in the dark. Let the synths write the story in sparks. Ride the wave, don't stop. Snare roll, climb until the speakers pop. Hold your breath as the tension climbs. Then lose your mind when the beat rewinds. No lyrics, just living in the sound tonight. Bodies talking, strobes in the colored lights. If you feel that rush, don't try to explain. Let the bass be the words that you can't conceal. One last hit, buffalo and thunder. Heart sync up as the crowd goes under. No song to sing, but we still feel full. 'Cause sometimes the music says it all.
bridge this gap between us, because the honest truth is we would both do better with the support of each other if we understand who put us in this situation on the continent and here in America. Abaragani, and I will end there.
All right, go
That's
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So go ahead, Shabaka, and after Shabaka is Shah. Let me read
Yeah.
this chat real quick. The Boogeyman 32, thank you for 499 holla. Tariq and most of the FBA fan club talk crazy about Africans every day, but want to get offended when they get some of that energy back.
Yeah, man, you've heard it. This was a Dynast or whatever his name is. He's from the Search for Uhuru, and he was speaking yesterday about Umar Johnson. Maybe he heard what I said or whatever, but they are freed, man. They were freed in 1873. Yeah, right? And their slavery, so-called, was ended in 1863, and they had to work 10 years for the Israelis and these Caucasians to go and get Indians from India and Indonesians from Java people from Indonesia and Chinese people to come and do the work in North America and South America, man. Even in Suriname. That's why you have East Indians in Guyana and Suriname today. And Chinese and Indonesian people. Before that, it was just Africans and Native Americans living there in where I come from. So my people, we don't really know these other people. Maybe those who left behind or whatever. But just saying, man, because I've been here for like 40 years in Europe. I was born with a Dutch passport in the jungle. So, and just to clarify that part. So I'm gonna show up a couple of parts. Let's see what I've got here, man, and then I will roll to the part that then Umar Johnson came with this Dafa stuff. Yeah, you are freed, man, with the D at the end. My people are Kang Kang Fi, man. Yeah, that's why you even have a Kang, you have OKANO, all those names, man. So you was in the army of your ancestors. I told it, and you're gonna see Umar Johnson is gonna say it also that his ancestors were in the regiment of the colonizer. He's gonna say it. Because when I'm saying it, these people were trying to fake it like they were Maroon and Tariq Nasheed making Maroon movie like he's Maroon 1804. Man, we are not busy with that. Even this Declaration of Independence, my people did not used to celebrate that. The independence they have from slavery of 1863, 1873, my people don't partake in that. City folks do. Yeah, because my people and the treaty was 1760, the first treaty was 1620. Just like that of the Jamaicans. Jamaicans were, I think, Jamaicans is also in that time, like the 70, 60 or 16 something. Because they signed the treaty in Jamaica, and because many of my people, they are just like the Jamaican. They speak English patois, some of them, so they an African language. So they brought an African from Ghana or Nigeria, from Ghana to Jamaica, and from Jamaica to Suriname to my people. Because Suriname is not part of Caribbean or part of America really. It's just called Guyana because we defeated the colonizer over there. You don't know that, yeah? We're not here making a story like people feel compelled to come out. We have to make up a story now. We also thought we don't care. Yeah, we live in our land. Where I live in the jungle in Amazon is really our land. Yeah, we've have governance over there now for 400 years in Suriname, South America. That's why it's not part from Caribbean. It's not part of South America even. You stupid one. Where I live is called Wild Coast. Where Willie Lynch come from? Willie Lynch come from where I come from. Willie Lynch come from Wild Coast. Alright, because of what happened there. Well, let's not tell the story. Let's see what I got here and whatever. Because these people, they feel compelled to come out and fight against so-called people they think look like them. My race, we have no time for that. I'm making my movie so you don't come out here saying that you are Maroon or that you are part of my race. The African of America that I know have African culture. Yeah, just saying. Real talk, man. Let's hear it. Oh, this part is a part of
Actually,
this
of
guy.
the evangelical Christian Zionist variety are Philo-Semites. Okay, they're Philo-Semitic, and their first
Yeah,
form
there
of
is a guy and Oliveira or whatever his name is, they exposed this thing about these Somalis about Minnesota, and now one of these guys, a different one, he's called Oliveira. He likes to go around the globe, around the world, exposing people, and he went to the Israeli community, Hasidic or whatever they are called there. They are also in Belgium, man, in the Diamonds District. Because when I saw I was, oh, these people are also in the Diamond District. But it's about an community fraud, about an EBT fraud or whatever, and yeah, being dependent on the government, but they will show you only the so-called African American being on EBT while they are the most one benefiting from it. So maybe I'll come to show you a part of it, but let's give a small introduction. This is Hassan. This guy is a Turkish guy. He's a nephew of an Cenk, what is his name? Cenk Uyghur or what? He's a Uyghur of whatever. Oh, Cenk Uyghur from the Young Turks, yeah. His people are Uyghur, we say Uyghur in Dutch. Uyghur people are in China. So-called Muslims who are being marginalized and placed in camps over there because the Chinese government doesn't want any Muslims in China. So, and yeah, man, let's hear a part of it. So he's gonna speak on what this Oliveira guy did. He was going to expose the so-called Israeli, just like they exposed the Minnesota Somalis or whatever. Let's hear it, man.
In group. Okay. Stan. Boomer conservatives, especially of the evangelical Christian Zionist variety, are Philo-Semites. Okay. They're Philo-Semitic, and they're first and foremost, even if they're anti-Semitic, primarily focused on defending.
No, this is wrong because Semite means mixed. That's why Somalis are Semites. Moroccan people are Semites. Gaza people are Semites. Yeah? This European Jewish people is made up. That's a religion. It's not ethnic. You see that? That's why they made it into a religion. Anybody can become Jewish today and become Christian tomorrow and Muslim tomorrow. Where I come from is impossible. I'm OKANO and that's it. Your God can never be my God. Never. That's what I'm saying. These things, these people are Jewish, those people are Christian. It's all made up just like Spaniards are Latino. Latino is from Malati, Malato. Yeah, it means mixed people. That's the confusion I mean that these people going around. I identify as a Cubano, but you are a Spaniard. How can you identify as Cubano? Even this Mark Rubio, they say he's not even Cubano, he's lying. Just like Fishback, this guy who was endorsing this Tariq Nasheed crew. Yes, he's an immigrant. Fishback is an immigrant. Saying that this Donald guy is Jamaican and has no roots in to say anything about yeah, whatever, man. So let's hear it, and may I'll show a part of that exposure video. I think I have it in the lineup. So let's hear it, man.
Real. Right. In group. Okay.
You see, this is the problem, and Tucker Carlson was talking about, like, if you are the real Israelites of the book, come out and do your DNA test since you believe in DNA. You develop the DNA test, right? So, do the DNA test so everybody who is saying that they are the children of the book should do a DNA test so everybody can see it. Yeah, we live in a democracy, right? Everybody wants to see it if you are the children of the book or if you are a liar. Because the liar is a devil and the liar is a devil and the devil is a liar. That's what we know, where I come from. That's why I keep saying it. But let's hear it. So these people, this guy claims like yeah, just like I said, man, we don't know if it's the real people, man. Because the Americans over there saying they are American are the European. But when we look clearly, the Native Americans is saying that they are the real American. Are they lying? Is the Native American lying that they are the real American, or is the European like Donald Trump the real American? Or is it this ADOS group and this so-called black Indians who are claiming now that they are the African American or foundational black Americans? Do the DNA test so everybody can know what Agwan. Yeah, because every time these people will come out and think if because they say something that is valuable to my people, not. To indigenous people, we don't care about what the colonizer is doing or saying. Go and ask any of them who knows the colonizer. In America, at least where I come from, they will tell you we don't regard them to have any sympathy or whatever. They have no culture. They have no backbone. They will sell their own daughter and sons. That's what they used to do. Even they do it or still today. Even Roma people are doing it in Europe. Selling their children. And when they see our people like a bright price and they think it's the same thing, it's not the same. Don't compare yourself to my people, but when it's convenient, you are so-called the smart one, developing all these skills in nature and today and all these things. But when it's convenient, you just like my people. Never, we are never the same. My God and your God will never be the same. Lions live in Africa. Maybe many of y'all don't know. Real talk.
Boomer conservatives, especially of the evangelical Christian Zionist variety, are Philo-Semites. Okay, they're Philo-Semitic, and they're first and foremost, even if they're anti-Semitic, primarily focused on defending Israel. Okay, Zoomer conservatives, on the other hand, are Hitler Youth, and they have decided that Jews are no longer a part of the white in-group. Okay, it's that simple.
Yeah, but the real Israelites were never so-called Caucasian. They are from Africa, Canaan. That's why this the Israel of today is saying that Kenya, even that part of Africa, is supposed to be theirs because 3,000 years ago, their God told the so-called Israelites that it's supposed to be their land. That's why we're saying do the DNA test because we don't know the sunblock Caucasian from Poland was using back then in Africa, in Egypt. Not everybody is going along with the sickness. I'm autonomous. Not everybody was enslaved. Because I now come to see that many slaves and colonized people think that everybody was in their predicament. No. Real talk. There is people like me who know where they come from and from beginning of time. You don't know where you come from. Yeah, speak on yourself.
This is the
Real
major
talk.
driving force, the major fissure in the Republican Party right now. Tyler Oliveira has decided to move in that direction, in the Gen Z direction, where Jews are no longer a part of the white in-group. They're also on the chopping block. And as a matter of fact, if he goes by the old tradition, he will probably tie this back to a conspiracy, a grand Jewish conspiracy, because these guys all believe in the Great Replacement, right? The idea that like these cultural forces are... these elite liberal cultural forces are actually bringing in unlimited third world migration into the United States of America in an effort to destabilize.
Yeah, they think that because that's what they have done in Africa, in South Africa with the so-called Afrikaners, and in Argentina with the Nazis. In the Second World War, they sent like 7 million Nazis to Argentina. Yes, go look it up. Even to Suriname, Brazil. Every year, maybe every 3 years or so, they would send like 2 million so-called white trash from Spain and Portugal to go and have children with the Africans, the 100 million Africans plus who are living in Brazil to become mixed. Semite people, that's why it's called semi-final, half-final, semi-final, Semitic mix. Yeah, these Moroccan people are Semitic. These Gaza people are Semitic. They are mixed with Africans from that area. They took over their identity. That's why I was saying the real Moroccan used to be black, just like the Brazilian there are black. But now they are becoming mixed, most of them. Because the Caucasian is doing it deliberately. That's what they mean with this replacement theory. But you cannot complain when you have done the same thing to the so-called Native Americans and the so-called Africans on the continent. You've even stolen the name that you are the Afrikaner. So what's going on here? That's what I mean. Yeah, they will come somewhere like Judah. Judah is on Jamaica, all this place in Juka, and they will say they are also Jewish. So what they mean with that is they wish to be Jew from inside. They don't have, and that's why they will say they are a Jew by faith. They are Christian by faith. Me and my people, we don't care, but don't expect from me to accept it. And don't try to apply it to my people. That's what I'm saying. That's why my people live middle in the Amazon jungle. I'm telling them, I'm not Afro, I'm not Negro, I'm not black. The Australian and the Aboriginal is also black. With his skin color. The Dravidian in India has black color. My people are OKHANO from the beginning and will be OKHANO today and be OKHANO tomorrow. You have no identity. Something that has no identity is identityless. Will not come to me and try to tell me who I'm supposed to be when you are a slave of the enemy of my ancestors. That's why Umar Johnson took the name now. Freedmen with a D at the end. They were freed after fighting against my people in the jungle of America. And even in the Civil War, it was the same people doing the fighting for the colonizer. And those people want to make Maroon movie, and like me and their people are never. That's a real talk. We are 200 to 400 years apart. Real talk. Let's say it.
Able the superior Western civilization. Many people believe it. It's actually trafficked by famous has decided to move in party right now. Tyler Oliveira, white in group. Okay, Stan. Boomer conservatives, especially of the evangelical Christian Zionist variety, are Philo-Semites. Okay, they're Philo-Semitic, and they're first and foremost, even if they're anti-Semitic, primarily focused on defending Israel. Okay, Zoomer conservatives, on the other hand, are Hitler Youth, and they have decided that Jews are no longer a part of the white in group. Okay, it's that simple. This is the major driving force, the major fissure in the Republican Party right now. Tyler Oliveira has decided to move in that direction, in the Gen Z direction, where Jews are no longer a part of the white in group. They're also on the chopping block.
Yeah, but Jews were never white. That's what I mean by these people. That is the whole plot about behind this. Like this, we are exposing those do the DNA test that those people you're saying are Jews, because the European is saying that they are the American and they are the Afrikaner and they are the Australian. I don't know who these people think they are conning here. That's the real talk.
Consequences.
Has been saying exactly the same thing, and his many acolytes and paid shills.
Let's hear Tucker Carlson. But Tucker Carlson is fighting for his so-called Caucasian people, and the replacement theory that they are replacing him, just like this guy was saying that they think, well, whatever. They did it to the Native American and the Africans in the world, stealing their identity like they were them, saying they are the American. When the Native American, these people said is the real American. They are the Afrikaners, just like I said, but the Africans is supposed to be people with kinky hair. Who is sick in this world? Hey, let's hear it, yeah.
In the United States. You may have seen this tape before, but
Consequences.
has been saying exactly the same thing, and his many acolytes and paid shills in the United States. You may have seen this tape before, but in case you haven't, it's worth watching again, because it reminds us that Benjamin Netanyahu has been saying exactly the same thing about Iran. They're about to have a nuclear weapon any minute, since at least 1996. 30 years. Here it is.
Exactly, when they was trying to attack Iraq, and now they want to attack Iran because these Epstein files, they said they have. I've even, let me see if I've got some images where they said they got Donald Trump on, where they said they got Trump with so-called minors. They caught him. Let me see. I see some here, blah. Let me check it. I will find one of them. I have a couple of them where they said they got Trump. But if I keep saying it, it will be like it's not real. Let's see here, man. How do I have it? This is way too far. Trump lies, war looms, blah blah. Not that one. We will never support Israel. That is South Africa. Traore swaps gold for Iranian tech. No space for blackness. Blah blah. The US to announce war tonight. Let's see it, man. I got Trump somewhere when they said where they are accusing him. That's why he's trying to go to war, to get people attention off it. Yeah, I think this is one of them. Yeah, this is also one of You see? Did Trump kill Epstein? Chilling details. Epstein files live. Epstein documents ignite firestorm. Trump makes explosive claims. One of the claims is that he was with minors on a picture, man. Whatever, and yeah, but this is also a promise from God 6 million years ago. Nick Fuentes on Tucker pressing Huckabee on biblical support for greater Israel. Blasphemer reacts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, nigga. Do the DNA test. Because right now you're saying you're the American, you are the Afrikaner, but you look Caucasian to the rest of us. Just like you're saying you are Judah. Judah are colored black people. where we know when, yeah. Just say, no, that's why they made it into a religion, man. So anybody can join, any Caucasian can join or get up tomorrow and say they are Jewish. That's your sick world you're living in. But no black people can get up and say they are European or they are white. They are not allowed to do it. Even mixed people are not allowed to say they are Caucasian or white. But they are allowed to say they are black. Who is sick here? And these are the people leading your world.
Now
Yeah,
they're well into the second
understood.
stage. And catastrophic consequences.
Has been saying exactly the same thing and his many acolytes and paid shills in the United States. You may have seen this tape before, but in case you haven't, it's worth watching again because it reminds us that Benjamin Netanyahu has been saying exactly the same thing about Iran. They're about to have a nuclear weapon any minute since at least 1996. 30 years. Here it is.
Now they're well into the second stage. And by next spring, at most, by next summer, at current enrichment rates, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage. From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks, before they get enough enriched uranium for the first bomb.
You talk about a network of terror. Are there any other nations that you would recommend that the United States launch preemptive attacks upon at this point?
No, the issue is not. First of all, are there other nations that are developing nuclear weapons? Yes.
Should we launch any other preemptive attacks?
First, let me say what they are, and then let me make a suggestion how to proceed.
Thank you.
And that is what I mean. There is other countries who are making nuclear weapons. So what? Who are you to stop them from doing so? That's what I mean. These people are the sickest people who have been killing people even in the slavery in South America, and they going around saying people should not have weapons. They should have weapons. The psychopath of this world. Yeah, that's why probably they are the only one who doesn't see it.
The answer is
Yeah, they are the
categorically
only ones who don't see it that they are sick, man. There's the real talk.
the two nations that are vying, competing with each other, who will be the first to achieve nuclear weapons, is Iraq and Iran. And Iran, by the way, is also outpacing Iraq in the development of ballistic missile systems that they hope will reach the eastern seaboard of the United States within 15 years. The most dangerous of these regimes is Iran, that has wed a cruel despotism to a fanatic militancy. If this regime or its despotic neighbor Iraq were to acquire nuclear weapons, this could presage catastrophic consequences, not only for my country, and not only for the Middle East, but for all of mankind. I believe that...
Yeah, but you have been destroying mankind, destroying Gaza. How many did these people destroy? So, yeah, this was 1996. I told you these are the same people who was fighting against my people in South America, in Suriname, in Guyana. Yeah, it was called Jerusalem at the river. Jerusalem and the river. Go look it up. It's not a joke. Real talk. After we defeated them, they went to Gaza.
Only
the same people.
The United States can lead this
Real
vital
talk.
international effort to stop the nuclearization of terrorist states. But the deadline for attaining this goal is getting extremely close.
You can see why the government...
You see that those with the track record of being a terrorist, terrorizing people from slavery till today, because these people had Africans in slavery. That's why I don't know who they think they're fooling. Go into the books. It's called Jerusalem at the river, Jerusalem and the river in Suriname. Yeah, that's the real talk. And those same people are out here telling stories about Hitler. Man, Hitler's war was Caucasian against Caucasian. Who gives a jack about that? Who gives a jack when who gave a jack when Tutsis and Hutus were fighting each other there? Exactly, man. Real talk.
Israel has such contempt for the United States while they're totally happy to tank our economy, stretch our military to its limit, degrade us in public. Why? Because our leaders put up with this. Some foreigner shows up in our capital every year for 30 years telling the same lies, and everyone in there just nods along, all 535. Oh, really? Iran's about to get a nuclear weapon. I ran into a senator the other day who was like, Iran's about to get a nuclear weapon. I mean, they believe it. How could you have respect for people who believe something that dumb? Well, you couldn't, and they don't.
They don't believe it. They just know that the people out there, they are too stupid and cowardice to, whatever. That's why I'm saying, don't conglomerate your fuckery with me. That's the real talk. Where I come from, everybody is man for themselves. Real talk.
Are very rich. They produce something that the rest of the world needs. They're also very good at diplomacy, particularly Qatar. They settle a lot of disputes internationally. They've posited themselves as the Switzerland of the Middle East and have done a good job at it, actually. And so they are a rival to Israel. You hear on Fox News, they're Hamas supporters. No. That's not their sin. Their sin is existing as a powerful independent country in potential rivalry with the regional hegemony.
Exactly, they want you to be beneath them while they are nothing. That's the real talk. So a couple of fools and sick people told themselves and going around lying because that's how stupid they are, thinking anybody is believing them. Oh no, they know, that's why they got all the weapons, bombarding everybody who speaks out that they are that they think they smart. That's why nobody else should have weapons, because they are cowards. They can only steal candy from unarmed children. Yeah, real talk.
They settle a lot of disputes internationally. They've posited themselves as the Switzerland of the Middle East and have done a good job at it, actually. And so they are a rival to Israel. You hear on Fox News, they're Hamas supporters. No. That's not their sin. Their sin is existing as a powerful independent country in potential rivalry with the regional hegemon Israel. Necessary industrial capacity to replace them quickly. So we are not.
And it's real. This is the complaint the so-called black Americans were speaking about, saying that they came and destroyed Black Wall Street. They did that even with my studio here. Well, I had 3 years ago, these people I was making videos about, and the real truth about what these people, this Israeli had done. They came to my house. Yeah, they sent police over there saying the routine stuff. You are a drug dealer, blah. We have to come and check, blah. Was broke down my whole studio in the guys that they are coming to and check that there was drugs on whatever they made up. The standard story. Yeah. So when these bug broken Americans think they know these people, when you was in Jim Crow. Yeah. What you know is the beating they gave you. Yeah, I know them as they really are, from character.
In a position to have, turns out. And these are facts taken 23 years ago when we rolled into Baghdad. The population of Iraq was 20. Is because he, in general, isn't eager to start wars. Hasn't. The one just mentioned, which is most Americans don't want it. Do about it? No, Trump has not decided to do this. Again, seems like, but it's not certain because the president hasn't decided to do it. And you may not get that impression either
but he's
watching the news.
He's gonna do it because of the Epstein files. He doesn't want people to know, to talk about it. Yeah, that's the real talk.
Sense that it's inevitable. And that's kind of a psyop, actually, designed to make you think there's nothing you can do about it. No, Trump has not decided to do this. Again, seems likely. All the momentum is in that direction. But the president's the sole decider on this question. He's the commander-in-chief. And he's showing no obvious signs of enthusiasm. And why would he? There are a lot of reasons not to do this. The first being the one just mentioned, which is most Americans don't want it. And though it's not a direct democracy, it's a form of democracy, and you probably shouldn't commit history-changing acts without the support of your people. And Trump feels that way. This is someone who pays very close attention to, say, TV ratings. Why is that? Not just because he worked in TV, but because he thinks they're a pretty good measure of what people are interested in. He cares about what people think. And he's willing to listen to almost anybody. So that's a good reason not to do it. The public's not behind you. Maybe you've got great reasons to do it that they don't know about yet, but we haven't heard those, and the president hasn't really explained them other than to say Iran is bad. Yes, that's been the official U.S. position.
But if it's true that Iran got the video of Trump with minors or whatever, he's gonna do it. Because if Iran got them, these Israelis got it also. Yes, yeah, that's the real talk.
Since 1979, Iran can have nukes. That's always been the president's position. And we would like some kind of settlement. The reason he's not eager to start this war is because he, in general, isn't eager to start wars. Hasn't been, anyway. But because this would be a particularly tough war. This is the largest buildup since the Iraq War, but Iran is not Iraq. It's much, much, much bigger and much more technologically advanced. The population of Iran is about 92 million. In 2003, almost exactly 23 years ago, when we rolled into Baghdad, the population of Iraq was 25 million. So Iran is more than 3 times bigger. The landmass of Iran is multiple.
You see that? Trump is doing all this because of Epstein's files, yeah? That's what they saying, at least, allegedly on the internet.
Israel wiped Gaza off
See
the map,
here?
and they didn't do Dickie McGee's acts about it.
This is what I was just saying. Let's hear this part and then skip to the next, man. Everybody saw these people bombing Gaza. Nobody was doing anything. It's the same thing I was saying they was doing in the slavery days in Suriname. Nobody cared about it. Why would anybody like I would care about what's happening there? And they even have slaves in these Gazan people. Called a place called Abid or whatever they doing. Whatever, man. Let's hear it, man.
Like, what are you talking about? And remember, abide by the Bible, should they be Middle East? Israel wiped Gaza off the map, and they didn't do Dickie McGee's acts about it. Like, what are you talking about? And remember, abide by the Bible, should they be able to take all it has? Like, what do you take virtually all of the Middle East? Where Mike Huckabee says, and there was one moment in an interview with Tucker. So the other day, we talked about how Mike Huckabee did an interview with Tucker Carlson, and Tucker grilled him on a number of different questions. And there was one moment, which was probably the most telling moment, where Mike Huckabee says, effectively, yeah, Israel should be allowed to take virtually all of the Middle East. Tucker asked him a very direct and pointed question. Hey, in the Bible, Israel has more land. Here's how much land it has. Like, what are you saying? If we abide by the Bible, should they be able to take all of that land? And Huckabee basically goes, yeah, I think they should be able to take all of it. That led to a diplomatic crisis because you had all of these Middle Eastern.
You see, when I was saying they was attacking my people in the jungle in South America, it's the same thing they doing over there. Yeah, that's the real talk. When I was speaking about it, many of these so-called city Negroes and coolies and oh yeah, but these Indians are together with Israel. I think I got a part of it where Modi is saying he supports them. We'll see it in a second. That's why I was saying they brought these Israelis brought these Indians to South Africa and to Suriname, South America. That's why this Tucker Carlson is speaking about the replacement theory. It's not that I don't know it. What I'm saying is you did the same thing to the so-called Africans and the so-called Native Americans, so you really have no right to complain about anything about immigrants replacing you. That's what I'm saying. Alright, real talk. Let's hear it.
Countries release statements like, excuse you? Like, what are you talking about? Middle East? Israel wiped Gaza off the map, and they didn't do Dickie McGee's acts about it. Like, what are you talking about? And remember, abide by the Bible, should they be able to take all it has? Like, what do you take virtually all of the Middle East? Where Mike Huckabee says, and there was one moment in an interview with Tucker. So the other day, we talked about how Mike Huckabee did an interview with Tucker Carlson, and Tucker grilled him on a number of different questions. And there was one moment, which was probably the most telling moment, where Mike Huckabee says, effectively, yeah, Israel should be allowed to take virtually all of the Middle East. Tucker asked him a very direct and pointed question. Hey, in the Bible, Israel has more land. Here's how much land it has. Like, what are you saying? If we abide by the Bible, should they be able to take all of that land? And Huckabee basically goes, yeah, I think they should be able to take all of it. That led to a diplomatic crisis because you had all of these Middle Eastern countries release statements like, excuse you? Like, what are you talking about? And remember, all these people, they're pretty chicken shit, by the way, because they just watched Israel wipe Gaza off the map, and they didn't do Dickie McGee's acts about it, right? But now it's like the light bulb moment where they go, oh shit, that could easily be us. And now they're saying, you're...
Exactly. And what they think is that people like me is gonna make video, yeah, we helping Gaza. No, man, let them, why are the Arabs not helping them? Because they are, it's just like the stuff I was saying about the city Negroes coming into the jungle. With the Israelis, who is helping these Israelis, you think? The Arabs. Their own people, the own people of these Gaza people is helping Israel doing all this stuff. Do you see the fighting on their behalf? Just come out and have a speech. Yeah, man, they are the babies are dying. Blah, blah, blah. Man, yeah, real talk. Well, let me skip to the next.
I will say JG. I think it's
this is what is this guy's name? Oh yeah, Ausar. He was speaking on this Tariq Nasheed stuff, man. Let's hear it quick, man.
JG, your brother, you know, I don't want to identify you, but he says that he's talking about this Haitian thing going on, man. I don't know how many times I can...
Oh yeah, this was about a Haitian woman came out and said, and the dirty black Americans, and that's why they are delineating more extra. These people are children, man. They think the world revolve around them. And it's crazy to me because if you come from slavery, but they think everybody was in the same predicament. That's what I hear. Whatever they are, to me, no, man. These people, no, man. They cannot live where I. They are going out looking for trouble, just like women. They live like women. They go out, look for trouble, and come out and then round up their own people. They are attacking the lineage. They want to hurt us. Yeah, what happened? A Haitian woman said, "Dirty black American." Oh. That's why you have to make videos for 7 years delineating, but you claim to be a man? Nigga, if that's it, why didn't you leave America after slavery? When the Caucasians have done so many things to you, you say. Because Donald Trump is saying it wasn't that bad. So since you support Donald Trump and the so-called FBA Black Americans, enough said, nigga. That's why he's taking your memorials down in Philadelphia over there. Nigga.
Speak to this idea that one video is not enough.
No.
I mean, and in fact, I don't care if it was 100% of the videos. It just shows you if all Haitians hated black Americans, let's say that. If all Haitians called black Americans dirty African Americans or dirty whatever she called the people, you like let me be clear.
Oh, that one woman.
The one woman. Yeah. Like I could the reality is, can I even take her serious, honestly? Or what she said, was it algorithmically friendly? I mean, even if she believed it, like, so what? And let's say 100% of Haitians thought that. Does that mean I can't identify that if all of them was that way, that they're sick? You have a whole population. We understand how Dominicans have lost. Many of Dominicans are lost. Yeah. We understand how many of us are lost. So why does one video get you all up, your panties all up in a bunch?
Exactly.
You understand? So the other thing is this. Like I told you, I have a sister-in-law that's from Haiti.
It's because it's fake. They got money for doing so. That's why they get bot views when they make those videos. It's a bounty. A bounty given out and under direction of MAGA to Tariq Nasheed to go out there and find so-called black Americans to make all these videos fighting against Caribbean people and immigrants and so-called continental Africans. I've made cartoons about it. If you don't want to hear it nor see it, we can't help it. That's why I'm saying, don't come out here like y'all representing anybody. Represent your house. When I speak here, I don't speak on behalf of my tribe or bloodline. I speak on my house. Directly. Anything you see in my video is from my house. Nobody can come and claim anything from me. Nigga, anything, my music you hear, everything I do it on my own and myself, nigga. Stupid. That's not to be bothersome to anybody else. That's being a man and having character. But if you're gonna come out here, I am Maroon too, man. Okay, what is your original language? Because all Maroon people speak original African language or jungle language. Food, interior food, all those things. Building houses, all those things. Building boats. Can then a black American build a boat? And yeah. And so it's not that they don't know and all these things. They are getting money for doing so. What they doing is using so-called Pan-Africanism. That's why I was saying they will come out and say, I'm a Pan-Africanist, and then start cussing out one group to get money from one other group within their so-called own group. Polite and senator kind of fuckery. They really know it. Real talk.
I know she ain't talking like that. So I'm saying, like, I can show you an example. You can show me an example. When did we grow up and realize that people say stupid stuff and ignorant stuff about each other?
And all races of people.
And so, JG, you want, like, JG, I'm JG. I'm definitely looking like I want more from you, brother. I'm assuming, brother, I don't know if you corrected me as of yet, but I'm looking for more than that from you. Because, you know, you told me, you know, that I've help you in a way, but you showed me one video. But I've also shown you data that supports that those from the Caribbean have greater levels of solidarity in our direction than we do in their direction. I've also shown you that people, as they come here and stay here for a period of time, that they're for the most part, they're sentiments change. But 3, there's always going to be a fool. Let's keep that real. You expect there to be.
Yeah, but if it's about that, why are they not making 10, 40, 50 million videos about Caucasian every day? Do Haitians come out and cuss them out every day? No, Caucasians do. Why they exactly? They know prison and graveyard will happen. That's why they don't do it. What they do is just think, oh, this Haitian just said this. Let's blow this up and pay for boost views and all those things to make it go viral. Thinking, nah, nigga. Once the Haitians are gone, you are the Haitian over there. You stupid one. You think anybody is gonna do anything? It's just like these Negroes in Suriname right now. Now they are there with the East Indian trying to get rid of them. Now they wanna become one Afro with my people. No, nigga. That's political reason. When there was no East Indians there, these same Negroes from the plantation were in the army with the colonizer fighting against my people. And now that the Caucasian brought the Indians there and as a buffer, yeah, to suppress these city Negroes. That's why they trying to become one with my people again. No, nigga. That's called falsehood. They think everybody is as stupid as the colonizer told them on the plantation. You stayed on the plantation. If you don't understand that you are the stupid one, I can't help you, man. Real talk.
Be no fools in the world?
Exactly.
If you expect there to be no fools in the world, I have to ask the question, who is the goddamn fool? Pardon, Baba.
That's all right. That's a good word for it.
But what you got, Baba? What you gonna say here? Now, because I know you've been going down a rabbit hole. I mean, you've been studying. I know. Again, I don't have my to do. What did I call it earlier? To do itness or something. My yeah. But anyway, something into do itness like you videos and I've been exploring it. So I'm kind of I don't know where to go because you sent me both sides to the argument.
I was yeah. That's all I was doing.
You sent me both sides.
I was showing you how people think. On one side and the other side, and what they really believe. Some people really believe that's that nonsense,
right?
That's what I was showing you.
Yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is, what I don't even know if I have the energy, and I appreciate it, like the energy to do the thing that you.
Man, this has been for 7 years that Tariq Nasheed has been making videos with this crooked mouth and Phil Scott. Cussing out so-called Caribbeans and Africans. You better get on code. Just like the same thing like they're doing with them over there. Stop and frisk and racial profiling. That's what Philip Scott is doing. Yeah, that's why to me all the Caucasian. That's the real talk. If you go to my people in the jungle, they will tell you quickly. Well, who is there? Oh, it's a city Negro. Oh, it's a Caucasian. Because that's how you behave. All the things the Caucasian would do, man. Where do you come from? Are you one of us? And you need to be Caucasian like us, man. Yeah, whatever. I haven't seen any group around the globe who are supposedly African or black who came on MTV promoting themselves saying they are black and proud. They are African American. I haven't seen it. Because we don't need it. Yeah? We are original indigenous planetarian of this planet. You are not. You are a GMO child of the Caucasian. I've said it in many videos, yeah? A genetic modified organism of the Caucasian. That's the real talk. Whatever y'all doing over there, keep it within your circles. That's what I'm saying. Speak about your own. That's what you know. You don't know about Maroon or whatever Caucasian have written for you over there. If you wanna believe it, believe it. Don't bother my people with we are one people. We are not. You don't speak my language, you don't eat my food, we don't have the same God, we don't have the same habit. I don't have Caucasian habits. You do. You eat Caucasian food. You speak Caucasian language. Your ancestors' blood is Caucasian, not mine. That's the real talk, nigga.
Done.
Okay.
Go and look up both sides. But you also show me clips where there's people from the Caribbean or specifically Africa who say some wild things out of their mouths. And then there's another African on the panel who's saying, but just challenging the very African person that's saying these wild things.
You talking about that what's that guy name?
I don't know people's name.
Me neither.
So we both don't know their names.
I don't put them up there. Yeah, I don't need them.
But there's one African saying all these wild things about African Americans, this, that, da. And the other one's like, look.
And he have a nerd to call himself a professor or some type of thing.
Yeah, but the reality is they would not the same people.
Oh, he's speaking about Godfrey, man. Godfrey is Nigerian. He doesn't know anything about American slavery. He doesn't know what a Maroon is. And you cannot come to my people to look for an recognition. You won't get it. We work with God. You are a Caucasian. That's what these people don't understand. If you're looking for respect and dignity that the Caucasian has taken from you, you're gonna, you need to respect it. You're never gonna get it. Never. You stupid. You are a slave. We work with real order of beginning of time. You have no brain cell to understand that. You think the whole world revolves about you and the Caucasian because you are on television doing your thing. We don't care, nigga. You don't understand what it is to be autonomous. We need the respect from, nigga, my people. We are not looking for respect from anybody because we don't acknowledge even your existence. That's what I'm saying. Don't give a jack what you're doing. Don't speak on my race. That's what I'm saying. Speak about your house. Yeah? East Indian cannot come out here and try to represent me. Will never happen. Chinese cannot come out here and represent me. A Caucasian cannot come out here and represent me. A black American is a black Caucasian. Real talk, nigga. Nothing about these people is African. You wanna step out. I'm the prince of Pan-African. No. You're gonna be the prince of a black Americanism. Yeah, that's the real talk.
What will highlight the one African?
Let's see. On the most that they have completely vindicated that you are Netanyahu's.
I was just saying it, and it is in the lineup. You see here, these Indians support Israel. These people brought them to Suriname after slavery in 1873. Yeah, they make all this propaganda that they are smart or whatever. I don't know them out to be smart people or whatever. Otherwise, you would not have been enslaved in your own country in India for 100 years. Yeah. Let's hear it. This guy is supporting this, and that's why I'm saying let them go and do the DNA test so we can know if these are the Israelites of the Bible, of the book. That's what we're saying. Until then, there is fake American, European American saying they are the Native American. That is fake. Afrikaners saying they are the Africans. Fake. This and the so-called Israelis saying they are Jewish. Maybe they are Jewish, but what we know is Judah. That you are not. That's what we know. Judah is not from Poland. Go to Jamaica and ask them what Judah means. Real talk, man.
Israel is that fatherland. And India, Israel is that fatherland. And India.
You see that? What I was saying in one of my videos, that's why Hitler went to India to get the so-called swastika. Because they are family. You have Indo-Indian and you have Indo-European. That's why they are called Indo-European. That's why you have Indonesia, Indians, Indians. You hear that? What do they have in common? Straight hair. My people are the only one with curly hair, so-called kinky hair on this planet. Yeah, that's the real talk. So him saying all these things that he supports Israel and all these things, they are there and their parents and all these things. Yeah, let them do the DNA test. That's what we're saying. Because the same liar is saying they are the American and African, and we know they are the devil is a liar and a liar is the devil. That's what I'm saying.
The most that they have completely vindicated that you are Netanyahu's bitch.
Oh yeah, that is Nico. It's Nico represents so-called Muslims. I don't take that seriously neither, but yeah, let's hear.
Fatherland. And India, Israel is that fatherland. And India, that motherland.
That glaze is crazy. Oh my god. Israel is the fatherland and India is the motherland. Did you just say publicly on stage that you're getting fucked by Netanyahu? Did you just say, you literally said in elegant Indian words that you are Netanyahu's bitch? Literally. Israel is daddy and I'm the mommy. So Modi, look at this. I completely vindicated about this. Completely vindicated. In India, there is great admiration for India's resolve, courage, and achievements.
And that is what they're doing. They will send this so-called East Indian from the caste system, race system, started in India with their caste system, like to represent colored people. These people are not brown to me, because I've heard this Nico saying, this brown guy. If this guy is brown, then I don't know what an Obama is, man. If this guy is brown, what is Obama? Keep it original and real, yeah. They don't because these people
India.
come from slavery and colonization. They want to apply the denigration that they went through to apply it to other people. Not where I come from, not where I live, nigga. If you come from East India, the colonizer brought you there, Israeli or whatever, there is plane going back to East India. Take a plane and go back there, where nobody will have an trouble from your people. That's what I'm saying. Alright? Bunch of sick people going to other races of people like they mean anything to force those people like they are able to impose their will on those people. Why do you think India is allowed to have nuclear weapons? Pakistan is allowed to have nuclear weapon. Yeah, yeah, man.
And do you know what it says in the Quran? Allah says in the Quran that the Jews will...
That's why these things are important, because if FBA Umar Johnson cannot represent me, what make these people think that the East Indian or Indonesian from Java or a Caucasian or a Chinese could come and represent my race? They are beyond stupid and backwards, man. You can see that their whole brain is enslaved and colonized and sick. Made up stories, stealing people's land and claiming that it's you. So we know your God is the fucking devil. Stupid.
Unite with the pagans the most against the Muslims. The Jews and the pagans will unite the most.
Muslims have black people in slavery as I speak. Go to Mauritania, Libya and all those places. Morocco, where you see these light-skinned people, is where they destroyed many so-called black people. Yeah? Keep your religion for your own race. We don't want it. That's what I'm saying. Stop bothering my race after you try to annihilate them, trying like you are victims. To my race, you will never be victims. Yeah? Real talk.
They have a strong bond against the Muslims. Hindu, obviously they believe in 330 million gods. Jews, they worship Satan. That's a joke. Don't berest me. That was a joke. That was a joke. But so they work together. But let's go see. Full support for Israel, sir. In India, great admiration. Let's see.
Honorable members in India.
Yeah, and who brought this East Indian to Africa, South Africa, to Kenya, all those places? Exactly the same Israeli. Caucasian and this Israeli. And when you go, the Israeli will say they are not Caucasian when everybody is gone. But you can see clearly they are from Poland and all those places. But they are Africans, because the Canaan is Africa and Egypt is Africa. I don't know if these people know that you need sunblock. That's why they are the people with the most skin cancer in the sun, melanoma. Real talk.
There is a great...
That was brutal, bro. My impression was not even... That didn't even scratch the surface of what I just heard. In India, they support this force. I tweeted saying, it's like Modi and Netanyahu hugging is like two fat retarded bitches telling each other, exactly.
Admiration for Israel's resolve, courage, and achievements. Long before we related to each other as modern states, we were linked by ties.
Oy vey, can you put some subtitles on him? What's this?
And this is what I was saying. These people in East India support the enemies of my ancestors and think they will come into Suriname and be one with my people. They must be beyond sick and stupid. They are stupid. Where I come from, praying to statues is the devil. Maybe but they come from over there. Maybe they know. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, man. Let's skip to the next, man. It's ridiculous. I had a party still, but I'm gonna leave this.
Thank you for that question, and thank you also for giving me an opportunity.
This is about the replacement theory. Let's hear it. And this guy is a supposedly Israeli Jew. Yes, this Caucasian is the children from the Bible from Africa, but he's for all white and supremacist in America. What I was saying. The white supremacist is the same Nazi who was having these people in slavery in South America, called Yoda Savannah, Jerusalem at the river. Where is Jerusalem? Israel. Who is the owner of the plantation in America where I come from? Israel. The fuck out. And these guys just look like this Caucasian from Poland, saying they are the people from Canaan, Africa. Just like they are saying now they are the Afrikaner. That's why they were trying to wipe everybody out If they succeeded the past 200 years to wipe all those so-called Africans out, they would say there were never Africans, black people in Africa. They are the Afrikaners. That's what they're doing, just like they try to do in America. Get the fuck out, man. These people are the fucking caca devil. It's not because I think so. They fought against my people with their children from the plantation for 400 years in the American jungle over there.
Salience. Thank you. Senator Murphy.
Carl, and everywhere they tell the same story. We are the children of God and start massacring people. Yeah,
just
the devil you mean.
That you have been nominated for this position, that you've reached.
And the crazy thing is, that's why I was saying my people don't consider these people to have culture. Only Negroes do. Yeah, for real, it's not a joke. Only Negroes from the city consider Caucasian to have culture because they are not autonomous, they are slaves. Yeah. My first tweet was in 60-20 because we defeated the colonizer. That's why there is no Caucasian in Suriname till today. What they do is in the background, like bringing the Indians over there to be a buffer against so-called Negroes in the city. And then after that, try to steal everything. Like they trying to do with Kenya right now. Everything is now in the open. We can see the players now who is supporting who. Real talk.
Thank you for that question. And thank you also for giving me an opportunity.
Salience. Thank you. Senator Murphy. Carl, I think it's just heartbreaking that you have been nominated for this position and that you've reached a panel before the United States Senate. But I do want to give you a chance to go a little bit deeper in your explanation. Thank you. Senator Murphy. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for appearing here today. Mr. Carl, I think it's just heartbreaking that you have been nominated for this position and that you've reached a panel before the United States Senate. But I do want to give you a chance to go a little bit deeper in your explanations of your personal beliefs. They are directly relevant to your fitness to serve. You already have had some of your statements read to you, but I'd like you to respond to at least a few of them. One of the things you have said is that anti-white discrimination is the most pervasive and politically salient form of racism today.
Exactly. See, the racists are saying that they are being treated and they are being oppressed by people. This is what Tariq Nasheed was fighting for. Now he's green-lighted all these things. That's why I was saying his own race is gonna feel it. That's why he must not come and confuse people who is a slave from plantation and who is a Ohkano from the jungle of America. Do not confuse it, because the next step is to get these Negroes back into slavery. Because they are possession of the Caucasian and the Israeli. The stupid one. I defeated them. Yeah, let's never confuse that. Because Omar Johnson already admitted being in the army of the regiment of the civil wars. And when I was saying it, everybody was, no man, it's not true. Now it's all out. Like there was no picture of all these things.
So,
yeah.
Do you continue to believe that anti-white discrimination is more salient than the discrimination faced today by blacks, Latinos, Muslims, or other American groups?
Well, Senator, thank you for that question. And thank you also for giving me an opportunity to speak at a little bit of length. I haven't necessarily had much opportunity to respond.
I'm going to have at least one more question for you, so I'll give you a minute or two to respond.
Yes. So thanks to the great work of my friend Harmeet Dillon as the Assistant Attorney General of Civil Rights, I actually think that we've done an incredible job in this administration of getting rid of certain policies that discriminate particularly against white Americans, but also in some cases Asian Americans.
Well, just maybe answer my question. Let's rewind, because maybe you'll suggest that everything is fine now. Let's rewind a year ago. A year ago, were white Americans.
And the Asian American he's speaking about is happens to be this Caucasian Israeli and Modi and Aryan, because they are Aryans, this North Indian. They brought this bleaching cream on the market to become like the Caucasians. That's the real talk, nigga.
The most discriminated against group in the United States. You said it. So
yeah. Senator, no, certainly this is my belief. I'm not running away from that. I think that while, of course, all races in different contexts can be subject to really severe discrimination, that when we look at our legal structures, white Americans are often very disfavored in overt ways. We're seeing this in the Small Business Administration, many other places.
So your belief is that white Americans face more discrimination, at least prior to the Trump administration fixing this, than black Americans?
On average, Senator, yes, that's...
And this is the Tucker Carlson standpoint. Tariq Nasheed's standpoint, so-called FBA, erasure theory. When you are the immigrant who try to erase so-called Africans and Native Americans, now you're complaining? Living on bloody land that is not yours.
Correct.
Real talk.
Then I'm not running away from that statement at all.
You have made several statements about your worry regarding the erasure of white culture in America. I understand Irish American culture. I understand Italian American culture. I maybe don't understand white culture as well. Tell me the values, the white values that you believed are being erased by the current American government or prior American governments.
Senator, thank you for that question. I would say that it's not, I didn't use the word values, I used the word culture. I think that anytime you have large degrees of mass...
Cultures is value. That's what I'm saying. These people are beyond stupid. I didn't use the word value. Culture, if your culture is not value, then we're not speaking the same language. We're obviously not the same species. That's what I mean with these stupid people. And these people are supposedly smart. Guys like Donald Trump and these Dumbo over here. And it's not, I'm not joking. Where I live here, we don't consider these people to be anything. I only see black Americans bowing down. These people are so smart, man. Yeah. Listen to the stupidity that this stupid one is saying. I did not use the word value. I use culture. Culture represents your value. That's how they know what your value is, by observing your culture, your way, your behavior, your backbone, given to you by your ancestors. Culture is given to you from your ancestors to today. That's what you're claiming America is giving to you by the murderer of the so-called Native Americans and Africans. So I don't understand what these people think they are claiming in Africa or anywhere when you are a bloody murderer. And he is Israeli and Caucasian. Look at
Drums in your chest like a late night hot shot. We don't need no words when the groove's this loud. Hands to the sky, disappear in the crowd. Silence on the tongue, but the rhythm's not quiet. Every little kick drum that starts a riot. No chorus, no verse, just a pulse in the dark. Let the synths write the story in sparks. Ride the wave, don't stop. Snare roll, climb until the speakers pop. Hold your breath as the tension climbs. Then lose your mind when the beat rewinds. No lyrics, just living in the sound tonight. Bodies talking, strobes in the colored lights. If you feel that rush, don't try to explain. Let the bass be the words that you can't conceal. One last hit above the low and thunder. Heart synced up as the crowd goes under. No song to sing, but we still feel full. 'Cause sometimes the music says it all. Turn the lights down low, let the bass talk. Drums in your chest like a late night hot shot. We don't need no words when the groove's this loud. Hands to the sky, disappear in the crowd. Silence on the tongue, but the rhythm's not quiet. Every little kick drum that starts a riot. No chorus, no verse, just a pulse in the dark. Let the synths write the story in sparks. Ride the wave, don't stop. Snare roll, climb until the speakers pop. Hold your breath as the tension climbs. Then lose your mind when the beat rewinds. No lyrics, just living in the sound tonight. Bodies talking, strobes in the colored lights. If you feel that rush, don't try to explain. Let the bass be the words that you can't conceal. One last hit above the low and thunder. Heart synced up as the crowd goes under. No song to sing, but we still feel full. 'Cause sometimes the music says it all. Aye, 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 aye. Cool breeze in my lungs. City hum in my chest. Eyes low, heart drum. Walk slow, feel blessed. Step in the place, bare feet in my brain. Whole week on my back, let it drain. Incense and LED glow in the dark. Stress in my spine, leave it by the door part. Sip from the cup, bitter than sweet. Old scars knocking on the soles of my feet. Breathe in, breathe out, set it straight. I don't rush fate, I pray and wait. Chant down the circuit, clear that code. Hands up.
my belief. I'm not running away from that. I think that while, of course, all races in different contexts can be subject to really severe discrimination, that when we look at our legal structures, white Americans are often very disfavored in overt ways. We're seeing this in the Small Business Administration, many other places.
So your belief is that white Americans face more discrimination, at least prior to the Trump administration fixing this, than black Americans?
On average, Senator, yes, that's correct, and I'm not